So if you think this is going to be another video just showing a new construction project, then you're very, very wrong. This is the well. This is David Vasquez and I'm David Siddons. But this video is going to be different because what we're going to do is we're going to get into some of the numbers on the market and we're going to dive in and show you our favorite 3 units at the well in Coconut Grove. And we're going to compare it to the rest of the market in the Grove, the prices, and give you a sense of whether this is good value. All right, David, let's get into this.
So let's just kind of give a quick overview of the building.
Yes.
Before we dive into our favorite
100%
buildings, right? So 194 units total, starting at 1.4 million to 10 million. It's going to be delivered in 2028 by Terra, one of the latest David Martin projects, and over 50,000 square feet of amenities, 30,000 square feet on the rooftop, 13,000 square foot well club. It's really a building that's going to revolve around wellness and healthier living and longevity.
There are 3 key things that I think are takeaways that you need to really keep in your mind and process. Number 1, the first point is we're actually on the sales force here. We're sales directors at the project, and within 7 months, since January the 1st when we started selling this, we are 40% sold. That is the fastest sellout of a new condo in Miami, maybe in Miami history. It's moved incredibly well. That's point number 1. Point number 2, which is what we've actually experienced because we've been selling this building, the people who've been buying this building have been what, David?
Out of all of our sales, probably 90% have been locals. We literally just had a presentation just walk out of the door. Again, a local who's actually bringing his friend who's also a local because he already bought in the building and he loves it so much, he's bringing a friend to tell them about the project.
So the third thing, which actually leads into our floor plans, is the array of floor plans and the variety in this building is so significant. There's about 90 plus different floor plans.
Yep.
There's something for everyone, but so many of these floor plans are not atypical. We've actually done independent reviews for over 50 new construction condos in South Florida over the last couple of years, and a lot of them are what I call same but different product. It's very hard to find something that is set up differently, built differently, designed differently. Let's get into our favorite units at the well.
So our favorite 2-bedroom at the moment. So if you look where it's located on the building, it's located on the west wing of the building, overlooking this private garden. So this would be 304, this would be 404, this would be 504.
We're going to go through why we love this floor plan. We're not just going to go through it, we're actually going to show you why we like it comparative to other units that exist in Coconut Grove. First point that we love so much about this unit, David?
This is the great room, and you have over 28 and a half feet of exposure to your balcony. The great room, it's perfect for entertaining. You walk in and you have very wide units. I mean, typically, like we mentioned, these units would be more like rectangular flipped, and this is completely wide, giving you a huge entertaining space, and then you have your split floor plan with a bedroom on each side.
Yeah, this is what gives that expansive view of space, that sense of luxury. What they've done here is they've taken that long rectangle, they've turned it on its side, and now you have 28 and a half feet glass all the way across onto your terrace. Let me put that into perspective. If you go into Park Grove, which is a fabulous building and has done very, very well, it's appreciated 250% or more since it was originally launched back in 2015 and 17. This building and this particular unit, compared to a Beeline, which currently will trade you somewhere around $6 to $7 million, that has an 18 foot of peripheral views. This is 28. It's 50% more than what you're going to get in that Beeline. So you've got this gigantic frontage here and this very generous space where, again, not a lot of waste here. It's all very livable. Combining together, if you put this together and combine its space and compare it to a Beeline, it's the same. It's much the same living, yet half the price.
Also, balcony. It's one of our largest balconies of a standard unit in the building. What I mean standard unit, not including penthouses or like the ground level lanai floor units, which have extended terraces. This is one of our largest balconies in the entire building. Moving to the bedrooms.
Point number 2.
Primary bedroom, massive primary bedroom, huge walk-in closet, huge primary bath.
So many times you go into Coconut Grove and you'll go into a 3-bedroom unit or a 4-bedroom unit. So yeah, the living room and the kitchen's great. The master bedroom's great. But I don't want to pay this amount of money. I don't need this amount of bedrooms. Now here you want to retain your large, things like your large space here, but also your closets. You want to retain a good amount of closet space. And as we compare it again, going back into say Park Grove, the Sea Line, problem, if you want to call it that, we experienced in the past with Park Grove, was that the closets weren't as big as many buyers wanted. And they had a hard time realizing that this was going to be their primary residence. End users coming in with all their clothes, and again, many coming from other states, realizing they were going to have to get rid of all their jackets, all their coats, all their jeans, all their boots, because they literally were going to have to live off linen shorts and t-shirts for the rest of their life. You do have 8 by 7 by 11.6. That's a really good sized closet there.
Even the second bedroom closet is a huge walk-in for a second bedroom. I mean, it's 11 feet deep by 6 feet. I mean, this is bigger than a lot of the primary closets in some other buildings.
We also like the fact, now the position of this unit, this is the third point that we really enjoyed about this particular property. Whether it's a house or a condo, funnily enough, is there's a number of situations where someone will come in and they will say, I'm in a building, but I lean out my terrace and I feel like I can touch the building next to me. There's little to separate them. Now, obviously, you're in the heart of the Grove, so how do you accomplish that? Well, they've been pretty smart about it. They've created this triangle area, which is very green, very lush, and you've got some separation now between you and the neighboring building. So your eye can travel, it won't feel cramped, and that's the reason why we think this, as a 2-bedroom, is currently our favorite in the building.
And this is priced at 3.5 million.
This is 3.5, but I think you should probably give them an honorable mention, because again, knowing that if you want the entry level, right now the cheapest 2-bedroom is what that's going to come in.
Well, there's a very good deal for one of our 2-bedroom plus dens. It's about 1,480 square feet, and that right now is available for 2.4. So it's basically the exact same floor plan, just condensed, the smaller version of it.
All right, so following on the same theme, we're going to show you where this 3-bedroom unit is in the building, then we're going to go to the floor plan and we're going to talk about why we like this floor plan so much. So David, where is this unit located?
So this is 704 Upper South. It's a corner unit in the front side of the building. The view-wise, you have views down Tiger Tail each way. Tons of natural light because it's on a corner. This is actually the biggest terrace, the biggest balcony out of all the regular units. Again, excluding penthouses and like lanai style units. First, let's do like some of the quick facts. 2665 square feet.
Yes.
3-bedroom plus den, huge terrace, and it's a corner unit. So everything that you see here is all floor-to-ceiling glass. So you're gonna have tons of natural light.
And you'll notice in a lot of these floor plans in this building, there's very little dead space. It's all too often that we'll go into buildings and we'll see lots of corridors and lots of nooks that you really can't use. Coming into this, David, the first point, again, let's talk about, well, let's start with the closets this time, okay? So take us through what you've got over here.
So primary bedroom, really nice size, bathroom, but the walk-in closet is absolutely huge. It's 13 by 14 basically. So it's the size of a really nice sized bedroom for your walk-in closet. I mean, that is what, 50%?
Exactly. It is 50% larger
than an A-line.
Than the A-line closets in Park Grove. And the A-line closet in Park Grove is the most expensive line in the building. The last trade that we saw was unit 15A that traded for 12.5.
Our demographic of buyer.
Yes.
End user, local buyer. This caters to them. Huge walk-in closets.
Yes.
Where it's not la pied-à-terre where they have a couple clothes to bring on vacation. They're going to be living here.
It was one of the biggest pet peeves that we experienced when we were selling Park Grove. We had challenges because people felt the closets weren't big enough. They loved other buildings, but
and I think it's important to mention, we're comparing it to Park Grove, so it sounds negative, but Park Grove has been the most successful building in Coconut Grove, probably Miami-Dade.
It's arguably the most successful and actually is appreciated if you look at our Condo Geeks data software, which again, everything that we do is based off good information, quantifiable information. Condo Geeks is a software that allows us to track and analyze every condo in Miami from the day that it opened to current day, and we can see the trajectory of the dollar per square foot and see how successful it was. Now, Park Grove started life at somewhere around $1,000 a square foot when it started trading. Today, we've now usurped a $3,400 square foot unit resale, which 4X. Is staggering. Now,
so we're comparing it to the best.
We are comparing it to the best, and that's really what it is, and it's probably why we actually have actual buyers who have been coming from Park Grove. So you may be a Park Grove buyer. We've sold to many Park Grove buyers, and you may say, all right, How do I put this into perspective? You understand the dimensions of that building, and you can also go in there and walk those units even on resale and see the space and feel the space. The closet is 50% bigger. Now let's get into the second point, which is the living room, the great room, the kitchen.
And all the frontage.
This space here, this living room space here with the family room, the kitchen, this entire space here is the same square footage as the family room and the kitchen that you have at Park Grove A-Line, which is a 3,250 square foot unit.
And we're at 2,650.
And this is 2,650. That's a wow unit. When you walk into that living room, it is truly a beautiful and impressive building. Now, given the fact that yes, those units have water views, this, as you can say, does not, but the views will be beautiful, they're just not water views. Yet, we're not talking about a $12.5 million unit.
5.5 million.
Yeah, we're talking 5.5, which is cheaper than any A-line is going to trade.
It's more comparable in price point to a B and C line,
yes,
which are more narrow as opposed to a corner with over 50 feet of frontage.
And that's the third point. It's 50 feet for the frontage in an A-line, which again is a corner unit with glass all the way around. But if you take this corner out over on the east side and this corner, which I guess is the west side.
Yeah, southwest,
southwest corner. What does this accumulate to? What are we dealing with here, David?
So the frontage accumulates total 55 feet of frontage of windows, right? Which is 10% more of an A-line in Park Grove.
Yeah.
So again, Park Grove, $10 million, $12 million sales. We're at 5.5 million. The living room space is about the same. The closet space is basically 1.5 of what you get in Park Grove. And then the other side of the unit, 2 nice sized 2 bedrooms. You have a proper laundry room. All of our units here come with powder rooms, so that's very important. But a proper laundry, I think, is super important for this caliber of unit because it is a end user. And one last note about this unit, there's only 2 of these available, 1 sold, so there's only 1 left.
So this one will go. Now, do we have any other honorable mentions for 3-bedroom units?
Oof, there's a lot of nice options. I'd say if I had to pick one other one, this is an 01 West.
Okay.
So west corner, all the way here in the, basically above the corner of Siddons and Coco's and across from Omakai.
Yeah.
What I love about it, it's 2,300 square feet, really nice size. Full exposure, floor to ceiling glass throughout. You have 3 bedrooms, a massive laundry room, which you could actually even extend. If you want to play with the floor plan a little bit, you can make the walk-in closet larger. This is going to trade anywhere, depending on the floors. We have levels 2 to 5 available. Actually, we just sold one on the 4th floor, but this will be in the mid-4s, 4.4, 4.5, 4.6. Yeah. Depending on the floor height, so it's a little bit less.
This is a beautiful unit. You will actually see that corner, and it's very dramatic. It's got a kind of a flat iron look to it. But again, great amount of frontage, and I see the benefits here, David. Big walk-in closet. Laundries have been a funny thing. It's interesting that when you go to a lot of buildings, you get laundry as an afterthought. We call it the laundry closet. And it's amazing to see the response from clients over the years who go into buildings like Park Grove A-Line and they say, oh, I get a proper laundry room. Or I have right now the Grove at Grand Bay laundry room.
I have them.
Really impressive, because when you have a house in the sky, it really has to function like a house, and that means a proper laundry room, it means proper living space, it means a proper walk-in closet that's really sized like in a house. And again, it's just fulfilling the needs of the primary buyer, and it's why most of our buyers are end users coming in for the property. Let's move on to the big one.
So this is our crown jewel corner unit. This is the 01 Upper West. We're talking 4 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms, 2 dens, basically a den and a home office.
Yeah.
This is gonna be just shy of 4,200 square feet. Tons of light exposure because you're on a corner. So tons of frontage and a really nice sized balcony. It's a true home in the sky because it's 4,130 square feet, 4,140 square feet.
It's not until you get into, and again, I only want to look at the newer buildings because Grosvenor House has the 01 and the 02 line, which is on those corners, and it's around 4,000 square feet. Park Grove doesn't have anything this big unless you bought a combination unit, which would be a plus $10 million plus proposition. But this at 4,200 square feet, there's only one building that has units this scale, and that is Grand Bay, and it's typically right now like the 01 line, the 02 line. Again, that building has to contend with columns coming out of within the units, which is why the building talks round. But this, it's a very efficient floor plan. It's great space. Let's go to the actual floor plan. Now, we're revealing this line because right now we don't have any of the penthouse units to really showcase yet.
Correct.
Let's start off with the fact that, you know, the amount of living space that
The great
you
room,
have
yeah,
here.
it's huge.
This great room combination kitchen, it's staggeringly big.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking what, 1,100 square feet?
Yeah, between the great room and kitchen, 1,150 square feet.
1,150 square feet. To put this into perspective, the amount of space that you will get from a living great room and kitchen in Park Grove A-line units is going to be more like about 750.
Right.
So this is 50% more than what you're going to see in what is right now the most desirable unit in any building in Coconut Grove. A huge amount of space. And with that comes the next point. We're back to the closets. This is a theme you may be picking up on. The way they designed it. This closet, just talk us through this closet.
They have a home office here that they could play with and make this part of the walk-in closet, or maybe cut into it, leave half walk-in closet, half home office, however you want to chop it up.
But if you wanted to go all the way, just to put this into perspective, you're talking 450 square feet of closet.
Yeah.
That's a studio right there. Your entire studio apartment in New York is a closet fitting in this unit. And one of the nice things about pre-construction is that often people wait for resales to come up and then they have to take from the options that are available. Like right now, if you went into other buildings, the very best of the very best units may not be available and very likely won't because you've got a limited supply. This is your chance to get really the best unit that you could possibly get in the building. And at times, even as we're working with clients, and I want to talk out of turn here, but there's potential small modifications that can be made within these units for the clients. So truly a house in the sky.
8.2 million.
Okay.
Almost 4139 square feet, so just below 2,000 a foot.
Yep. So let's flash up some Coconut Grove numbers because it's very important to help you understand, okay, it's great, it's an impressive unit. All these units are beautiful, but how is it in terms of value? How does it look? So let's flash up. If you flash up some of the most recent sales within Coconut Grove, you got $3,400 a square foot for a unit in Park Grove. You've got one at $29. You've got several at $2,650.
This right now is not even 2,000.
Yeah.
This is just below 2,000 per square feet, and it's arguably a better unit than what's available in both of those buildings.
Yeah, which is why, again, coming back to the speed of selling of this project, why after 7 months it's 40% sold, the fastest sellout that we've ever seen for in any building. Again, without stating the obvious, this is a chance for us to really show you what we know about the market, about the building, help you understand that if you do come in and you want to talk to us independently about understanding the values in Coconut Grove and whether or not this is going to be, the right purchase for you. We have all of this data. We thoroughly research it. It's constantly evolving. This is not a static market. But hopefully it gives you something to focus your attention on and give you perspective.
And we think the fact that it's an end user building that's buying it, that's always does well long term for the building as an investment.
Yeah.
Values that we see in all of our end user buildings like Park Grove, like Grand Bay, they tend to keep increasing, where investor driven buildings don't do as well.
The neighborhood in general, it's interesting when you look at the history of Miami and you study and analyze every single neighborhood. You could actually do this with our condo geeks. And there is a reason why Coconut Grove dominates as performance goes in terms of appreciation. It is a primary market inhabited by people who live all year round with buildings just like this one that appeal to the end user. The value of these assets is not pegged against the rental returns, it's pegged against the demand by the end users and who will buy it next. An end user is a completely different methodology of valuing. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you liked it. If you'd like more information, David Vasquez's information below, my information below. See you soon for another video, and please watch the full video that we did on the analysis of the Coconut Grove condo and home market.